Hey Kyle, welcome to the SAINTCON hallway.
Hey, this isn't the hallway.
I mean, kinda.
Okay.
It should be in the hallway.
It's a really big hallway.
It's a very big hallway. Depends who's walking through it.
That's true.
You have a hacker handle?
Not really. I just go by Kyle.
Just Kyle.
Just Kyle. Yeah, one name, like Cher.
How did you get into information security?
I started out repairing laptops, just normal IT type work. And then I met somebody who worked in information security. He and I just started shooting the breeze, talking. And I'd always been kind of interested in that just because the store that I worked at, they had a network and they had nobody to set it up. So I started poking around with that. It was kind of just trial by fire. Like, we need to get a POS system up. We need to be able to take credit cards. So all that infrastructure needed to be set up, and nobody else knew how any of that connected. So I just started doing it and started figuring it out. And so that's where the interest kind of started. And then it just kind of blossomed into security with like preventing bad things from happening, phishing emails, and preventing people from being able to access the POS network and things like that. So I started talking to this guy, and he told me that his company was hiring for security people, and I should apply. I applied, and that's when I met Kevin Howard.
Keho.
The Keho. And he and I just became buddies, started talking more and more, and I started working at his company, or the company that he was working at, and just learned from him, and started out as a security analyst, and eventually worked into security engineering and DevOps and a bunch of other, hats that all the security people wear.
And now you do a bunch of things in the community space?
Yeah, so Kevin, being one of the people he was on the staff for SAINTCON, he told me, he's like, hey, you should go to this local security conference, meet some people, and get some exposure. So came to SAINTCON. That's where I picked my first lock. It's where I really just soldered for the first time. A lot, pretty average story for a lot of people. And just more and more interest grew, met more and more people, and then started running the vault. So started doing a lot more physical security stuff. And so SAINTCON's been my first conference that I've ever gone to, and I don't think I've ever gone as an attendee.
What was the first year you came to SAINTCON?
Oh, geez. 2018, maybe 17.
Was it here in Provo or in Weber?
I think it was the first year it was here at Provo.
Okay. I should know that, but I don't.
Yeah.
And so now you still run the vault.
Yep, still run the vault.
You're like the primary now. You're rocking it this year.
Yep. Yeah, this is it's become our baby. Blood, sweat, and tears and all.
What's the wildest vault story?
Every year, we always have something new. A running theme of the vault is we always have a challenge that we don't think anybody is ever going to solve. And
impossible mode?
This year we have the white whale door. We also have an ATM.
What is the white whale door?
The white whale door started because, in this theme of challenges that can never be solved, that was instituted by Kevin when he ran the vault, is we put in a challenge that we don't think anyone's going to solve, just that we don't have an actual vulnerability for. Like, most of our doors that we have on the vault have a specific vulnerability that we're targeting, whether it's picking the lock, loading the door, under the door tool, can of air for the rec system, whichever. I'm probably giving away too much information here.
We'll post this after the con.
Okay. But we have a specific vulnerability that we're going for. But we always have one challenge that we put in we don't have a specific vulnerability. It's a really cool system that we want. So last year we put in this system, or this door lock made by the manufacturer Kaba.
And was that X thing?
The X09, yeah. So it looks like a safe dial on the outside. Yeah. It's a really difficult lock. We don't know of any vulnerability for it. And so we just put that up and said, hey, what's going to happen? Let's see what people come up with. And usually conference goers are very creative. They have lots of time to think about how they're going to get past it. And I think when you put the carrot and the stick of points that culminate to a grand prize, it definitely adds some motivation. So last year we had some teams come up with some cool stuff. This year we have the ATMs that we're not sure. We know of a specific vulnerability. We have a team that's working on it, trying to figure it out, but we'll see if they're able to
get the cash.
Get the cash.
Is there going to be some KHO bucks in there or something?
I hope so. I hope so. That's another, if any of you, anybody knows who Kevin is, there's always little hints of us making fun of Kevin. So every year we theme it after something for Kevin. So first year was it was a business that Kevin set up. We called it Cheap Sheep Enterprises. And then the next iteration of the vault, we had the Howard Family Vault. So lots of pictures of Kevin and various
stages through
various stages of life. And the grand objective was to steal the jade idol off of the pressure plate, very Indiana Jones style.
Yeah. And
this year, it's the Howard Motel. So, because all of our doors are out external facing, kind of looks like a small motel. So it's
a small, very secure motel.
Very secure.
The ones I go to are not nearly looking like that.
No.
That's awesome. So you also help run the social engineering community at DEF CON?
Yep. So that was a brainchild of Snow Offensive, JC and Stephanie. And they...
just the last 2 years, though.
Just the last 2 years. So last year was our first time.
And then this year.
And then this year, yeah. So last year was a quick mad dash. We found out late that we were going to be doing it. And so it was, let's put this together in 3 months.
And it was super easy. It was just take what was there and just put it in, and no thought, no stress.
Well, no thought, lots of stress.
There was a lot of thought.
Yeah, there was a lot of things going on that year. But then this year we kind of got a little bit more of a feel for it.
But building the booth to dealing with logistics from the hotel and building cases and crates and...
Yep. Yeah, we built a lopsided flight case that was big enough for 2 people to fit inside.
How do you know that?
I have a picture.
Seems oddly specific.
Yeah. And then the logistics of getting the soundproof booth up there. So
and setting it up and making sure it works and
yep.
QA and all the little tiny things.
It's a lot of work for
setting up a 360 camera for a party, and then there's a bomb scare.
Yep. Then the bomb scare that made us lose some of our equipment, and we couldn't access it. It's just a whole nightmare.
It was fun.
It was the first time DEF CON's ever been, quote unquote canceled.
But the audience loved it.
Yep. It made us really happy to see. We had a.
Not the bomb scare, sorry.
No, not that part, yeah.
The actual SEC and the calls and the contest, I don't think I heard anything negative. You guys are killing it.
I love, so this year's theme was a slice of deception, and we were targeting pizza companies. So Papa Murphy's, Papa John's, all these different pizza companies. And it's really cool to see these contestants come in with their own creativity. We had some guy dressed up as a pizza delivery driver. We had the costume changes adds a whole different element to the competition. People will come in with one costume. They'll have a suit and a tie on, and then they'll change into something else, like a factory worker. They'll set up a speaker with some ambiance going on in the background, like keyboard clicks or whatnot. They do some pretty cool stuff. Very creative. I don't know. It's just fun also to build that community of people who are like-minded, who like to do some of the same stuff that we do, and have a safe place to practice it in, because a lot of people might look down on some of this, like, for instance, breaking into doors. Like, why are we teaching people how to break into doors? Why are we teaching people how to call and listen, or get information out of people for, getting passwords or whatever, teaching people how to social engineer, which our reason for doing that is, the more you know, the better you can help defend. And if you know what your adversary is doing, you're better able to defend against that. So that's the approach that we want to take with all that. And hopefully other people see that too.
Right. What is a project or something you're working on that you get excited about? Like, what's something that you like to do? What are you working on, Kyle?
Oh, man. A couple of things. Gotten a lot more into developing with, so we do Black Hat trainings as well with Python. And so usually always working on some type of Python project to make some part of my life, work life easier, or working on just some, fun project that I either have around the house or something like, for instance, like home automation or stuff like that. I'm trying to install servos in all my blinds, and that's going horribly.
Battery, wired?
All wired. I'm probably going to burn my house down.
We don't want that recorded for the insurance.
Yeah, we'll just scratch that part. But yeah, just little things here and there that, I don't know, interest me, mostly just some developing projects or some coding projects.
So if somebody wants to come up and chat with you, but maybe they don't know if they have anything in common, clearly home automation, we touched on Python, social engineering, locks.
Yeah, I can probably go on about lots of different topics in security just because I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. I know it's something security related, but there's so many different domains that I just like to dabble in all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, if it's Python related, if it's security engineering related, if it has to do with AWS, I geek out about all that kind of stuff.
Well, we appreciate you Route 53 over here to the SAINTCON hallway. Appreciate all you do in the vault and running that and the effort put behind that. And thanks for joining us in the SAINTCON hallway.
Yeah, thank you.